Hi, how are you doing today? I'm doing quite well. Today I have my Sony TC-K4A cassette deck. It is a very expensive one, and I'm surprised it doesn't have any overcurrent protection in the AC primary. So we're going to put a line fuse in it for two reasons: for fire protection and also protecting the stereo component itself. So here is the little fuse block we're going to put inside the unit. And see the filament inside this fuse here? It's very, very small. And your typical house fuses, 15 and 20 amps. See how big those filaments are? So if a problem were to occur inside the stereo component, while it's taking time to burn these larger filaments out, it could be causing damage to the stereo unit. And another thing you might want to do is use surge protection. This is a surge protector you plug into the wall, and you plug your stuff into that, but it won't protect from a direct lightning strike. Same with your power strips. And fuses, these size fuses come in quarter amp, half amp, 1 amp, 2, 3, and 4 and 5, depending on what you need is. So if you decide you're going to put a fuse inside your stereo components, always consult with an authorized service center before you do so, because putting it in incorrectly can create a fire hazard or a shock hazard. So first we're going to drill a hole here. I'm keeping my finger there until I can feel it just coming through. Okay, I'm through. And I'll take a bigger bit just to remove my burrs. Okay, so first we'll cut this little zip tie off here carefully so I don't cut through a wire. And I'll just have to put another one on there when we're done. And twist my strands together. I'll sand my terminal here so I get a good flow when I solder it. Same on this side. Okay, so we're going to twist our strands together here. We're going to put them through this hole here, making sure all the strands go through. We're going to take our pliers and we're going to flatten that end down, bring this end up. Take and get some flux here on the wire and the terminal and some on the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to put the solder on. I'm going to heat the wire and the terminal. I'm going to heat it from the back side here. I don't like how that's coming out, but that copper wire was kind of tarnished to start with, so I just have to do the best with what we have. So I'm going to get some more flux here. Put a little more solder on my iron, and I'm going to reheat that there. There, that looks a lot nicer. I still don't like that, so I'm going to just heat that up again. There, now we got a nice flow there. I'm going to let that cool. There, that looks a lot better. So we'll do the same on this side here. I'll twist all my strands together, make sure they're all twisted evenly. Put them in through the hole, make sure no strands are sticking out on the other side. I'll flatten them back out. Take some flux. Get some flux on there. Put some solder on my iron. There, I'd heat the wire and the terminal. There we go. I'll let that cool. Let's wipe some of that flux off of there. There it is. I get a nice solder joint there. Okay, so here is our spacer to put behind there to isolate the chassis from the electrical connections. And I'm going to put some layers of electrical tape under it to protect it from putting voltage into the chassis. So this piece of plastic is going to isolate it, along with the 3 layers of electrical tape I put under it. Okay, I want to get this lined up so it looks neat. There's one layer. Well, that's screwed up. That's nice. So I'll just cut that off, throw it away. I'm not going to mess with it. I'll put another layer under. And I'll just put one more on here for good measure. And cut this end off. And I'll cut this end off. And wouldn't you know, that balled up on the end, so all that has to come off. So I'm back to one layer. It's easier to throw it away and start over than it is to mess around trying to peel it apart. Okay, now we have what we want. Okay, so we'll poke a hole through our electrical tape here. Again, I'll put the electrical tape on the bottom here. I made my hole kind of small there so that it's a nice tight fit in there. Come on. Now I get it all nice and straight before I tighten that up. And we'll put our 1/2 amp fuse in. There is the top of the unit. And it is UL listed, and it was UL listed without the line fuse. And it should have a line fuse for overcurrent protection. And there is the 1/2 amp fuse I put in right there. Here is the front of the unit. There is the play record head, that's a ferrite head. Here is the bottom of the unit. And there's the back of the play mechanism. The back of the VU meters. And this has jacks on the back for play and record.